Welcome to this part of Diaspora Scholars TV. The guest of the show is Professor Fulbert Namwamba. You know, his name makes me want to call him Fulbright. But it hasn't been easy. Fulbert Namwamba has been having a start-go, a stop-go, but at every opportunity he pushes himself beyond the limit.
That's correct.
You are not stopping where you are right now. You are in Maryland.
Yes, I am in Maryland, and I'm at Salisbury University in Maryland.
Yeah.
One of the things I work on is Kenya Study Abroad.
Yes.
Every January, I take a team of American students, and I take them to Kenya. We do Masai Mara for 2 days. Then I take them to Budangi.
You take them to Budangi?
When everybody takes their students to Zanzibar, Kilimanjaro, Mombasa, Watamu, I take my students to Budangi. And we hang out with the fishermen, we go with the Kenya Marine Fisheries Institute, then we come back to Kaimosi, then we go to Iten, but we go to Budalangi because we got beautiful...
What do you show them in Budalangi? I know they are beautiful
beaches in Budalangi.
Do they get
dynamic people? They get, by the time they leave, they are eating tilapia without fork
with the
and
bones.
knives.
Yeah.
They learn to appreciate that they are human beings, because it's not tourism where they don't know human beings, that Kenya is just wild animals. But that way they get to learn about, we look at the hydrology of the Nzoia River and Yada River, we look at flooding issues, we look at extinction by Mbuta, we look at the Omena crisis, and we look at sometimes sex for fish situations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every year you do that. Tell us a little bit more, in case somebody wants to support the program, because on this show we've had people come out and begin supporting programs we air. So Study Abroad, a little bit more.
So because I've got fellow scholars hopefully on this, I do know those who work in African studies and Africana studies. My program runs in January from Salisbury University and is open to students from all over the country. So if of them have students who want to do study abroad in Kenya, they go under Salisbury Study Abroad and they find a winter global seminar Kenya, and they can just register and they won't have to pay any extra fees than what they're paying at their college.
Oh,
yes.
Wonderful. Really good, a really good program. You are also, during break, you told us you're also going to tell us about another program you're engaged in. That's the Study Abroad. Another one you are going to mention about, maybe you'll remember. You said you are involved in the Study Abroad program and also another one. Okay,
I can't quite remember because we talked a lot of things while we were on break.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was just explaining that where you land matters.
Yes.
And when you come abroad, you need to consult to go to cities where every Kenyan is uplifting every Kenyan.
Yeah.
Because that is no guarantee. You might run into some cities in the US that have what's called crab in the bucket syndrome.
Wow.
Which I refer as mahadabiosis from Luya. That is when Kenyans, instead of uplifting each other, are pulling down each other. And it's very important to have that mentorship. I've always wanted to go to meetings of Kenya scholars. I've never made it. But the point is, when you reach the stage I have, is we need to mentor each other and guide each other.
We might just invite you to the next Kenya Scholars and Studies Conference coming up in Atlanta. If you can't make it in September this year.
September what date?
It's September 6, 7, 8, around there.
I'll make it.
Professor Esther, if you are watching, I'm going to reach out to you so that we try to invite Professor Namwamba to come and also speak to the Kenyans for that conference. And also members of the Kenya scientists and professionals in diaspora. We have a guest right here who will also invite to speak to the many young career professionals in the US and all over the world, because you have a lot that you can be able to have.
Yes, we have experience where we formed an organization. We were founder members of KenyaNet.
Yes.
And from KenyaNet, we formed a group called Kenya Community Abroad.
Yes.
From Kenya Community Abroad, we did a few demonstrations at the embassy, but we advocated for two things successfully. One of them is dual citizenship.
Yes.
It's a result of our effort at Kenya Community Abroad.
Yes. Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. That is the one you wanted to
the other one was the right of Kenyans abroad to vote.
Okay.
And part of the wording of dual citizenship, I wrote them myself.
Oh, wow.
There was a committee at Bomas of Kenya that had Wangari Maathai and Dr. Christine Mango, Professor Christine Mango, who is incidentally my aunt. And we sent to them two gentlemen, John Maina and Gishane Muraguri. And they were having a hard time, but we explained why it was very important, and that's one achievement we did. Now, like any organization, I do feel that Kenya community abroad imploded in its success, and such is life. But we had like what 14 PhDs in Kenya community abroad. People like Dr. Matunda Nyanchama, the late Dr. Frank Mwaniki, Dr. Moses Njenga. That experience, and a lady called Mkawasi Mcharo in Washington, D.C. That experience is experience worth sharing, because the first, Kenya itself is in a transition, and the U.S. in itself is now undergoing transition, and advice is very helpful.
Definitely, and we want to be able to seek advice from you, because we're going to bring you on board the Kenya Scientists and Professionals in Diaspora group, because we are about 600, almost 200 to 250 actually have PhDs. So it's a very big group. It's a registered non-profit 501(c) organization. We are able to attract research funding and do research independently. We are collaborating with institutions in Kenya like KEMRI. We are also collaborating with the NQCL and others in Kenya, University of Nairobi, KU. So definitely,
I believe that members have also been beneficiaries of Carnegie.
Yes.
I myself have been twice a beneficiary of Carnegie. I've done a fellowship at Kabianga University.
Okay.
And I've done a fellowship at Kaimosi Friends University.
Oh.
And last year, I believe I did my sabbatical also at Kaimosi Friends University.
Okay. I know
notice.
Professor Nandi. Professor Nandi was my neighbor in Mbale when he was doing his PhD.
Yes. And Nandi, I know Nandi Shiundu. Incidentally, the leadership of the university has changed.
Yeah.
But the point is, I urge my colleagues.
Yes.
The Nairobi universities of this world where we studied, and the Kenyatta universities, they are not the ones that need a lot of help. It's those Karatina universities and Kaimosi universities and Koitalel Samoe University.
I agree with you.
They require a lot of input, and I urge every Kenyan abroad to give back.
Yes.
Because you agree that it's going through what we went through that brought us where we are. We build our resiliency in Kenya, and when we've worked professionally, we've benefited universities in the US, but it's time to give back.
It's time to give back indeed, and that's why we also run this program, and we run this non-profit, and many of our members are just giving back. You know, they are donating their money, their time and resources.
And linkages.
And again, we do have a very vibrant website, and we're going to add Professor Namwamba's profile on there as well, so that you can begin interacting with him, so that he joins the other community of our professionals. He has a lot of wealth, a lot of advice, and we also, he has a lot of plans also that he can also be able to share with us, and together we can be able to move forward.
Now, for example, I'm running a place called the Weaverbird Nature Center.
Weaverbird Nature Center.
That is between Kapsabet and Kaimosi, a place called Kapkangani. Dr. Moses had been there when it wasn't a center.
I know Kapkangani. I used to hire land there to cultivate maize when I was a high school teacher. I used to. But that's the story of another
That's interesting.
That's the story of another day.
So I have this 9-acre conservancy. It's all come up. Moses, those trees are now 70, 80 feet. I've got even a resident monkey and some little wildlife there.
Okay.
I've got fish ponds and everything. But one thing I'm growing is medicinal trees. Yes. I've grown up a lot of medicinal trees, and I know them. I even proposed to do some research with Moses here.
Wonderful.
And then right now I'm building Lake Victoria Research Center in Budangi. I found some very good beachfront property. It's next to the famous Chase Bay, which is owned by my cousin, Honorable Professor Namwamba. I'm taking a different direction in that in academia. apart from Kenya Marine Fisheries Research Institute in Kisumu, here we have water that has no free of water hyacinth, and there are a lot of fisheries issues there, and a very deep, rich history. It's next to River Nzoia and next to River Yala, and that's something I'm working on. Watch this space the next 3 years, it should be up and running.
We will not watch this space. We'll follow up every time with your progress, because that's exactly what we do as well. We'll also try to find mentees, because like 3 weeks ago I was at West Virginia University, yes, and I was speaking to a PhD student, Kevin Ochieng. Kevin, yes, Ochieng is doing a PhD in hydrology.
Oh, refer him to me.
Yeah, so definitely, and so that's what we do. We also link up mentors with mentees. So I'm giving you a mentee, Kevin Ochieng. We are watching. You have a mentor right here.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure.
And he did his masters from the Netherlands, from the University of Twente.
Guelph or
Twente. So that's where he did his
Most
masters.
of my friends did theirs in
Yeah,
Guelph.
and he also did a GIS in Kenya for his undergraduate in the degree. So
what university?
He went to Jomo Kenyatta.
JKUAT.
Yes. So, yes, so that's also what we do. And I'm really impressed at the fact that you are starting like Victoria Research Center. I mean, that's how Professor Odhiambo started ECP in Beta.
Yes, yes.
From a small little vision to an international institution.
Yes.
Oh my God.
The story of Professor Odhiambo we'll discuss another day.
We'll also discuss the story of Professor Fulbert Namwamba, and we'll follow up with him again, to see how that all those plans are going.
Yes.
Final message.
Final message. Right now, I'm finishing a book on the history of Mangu High School. I hope to have it published in July. Then I want to write a book. I want to propose a DNA study to study Bantu migrations in Western Kenya, because people assume that all Bantus or the Luya community migrated as one. I want to add a scientific element to it. I just want to encourage my brothers to keep on, and sisters, to keep on researching. And I say, if my wife was here, I hope I'll incorporate her in, because she's a very good Kenyan scholar too. But let's continue interacting. Let this be a beginning, not an end in itself.
Definitely, this is just a beginning, not an end. But I remember some of the words that you've said. Don't be a crybaby. Humility is a must.
Yes.
It's not a matter of choice.
No.
It's a must.
Yes.
Put yourself in a situation where you must succeed. There's no question of failing.
Yes. Failure is not an option.
This is Diaspora Scholars TV. We have been talking to Professor Fulbert Namwamba. I tell you, I mean, the Namwamba name is very common. People know about Ababu Namwamba, and but this is Fulbert Namwamba. Totally a different breed of success. And we want to thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
My pleasure.
But I can't end this, because you said God first. You preached today.
Yes.
Just briefly, in your message, just very briefly, your message in one word.
My message in one word was something called love. If you have arrogance, if you have attitude, if you have selfishness, you are not heading anywhere. It is people looking out for each other, caring for each other, that gives you utu. Utu, humanism, comes out of having those qualities for love that are taught in the Bible. And that was my message for today. I'm not talking about anything else, but I'm a beneficiary of love, and iron sharpens iron, and if you have love, that love transcends and blesses others.
You have been watching Diaspora Scholars TV. My name is Daktari. Subscribe to this channel so that we are able to bring you guests like Professor Fulbert Namwamba. Asante sana. Asante. God bless you so much.
Asante.
I thank you so much.